things I say, I'm speaking to my people.
If you ask me, I'll tell you what is wrong with the world. We're being desensitized from the things we should feel. Living our lives in these times while we suffer inside, and we can't see the problems cause the masses are blind. Let's try and find a solution. We're not helping ourselves. We're walking around unattached and disconnected from self. Too comfortable and too scared. That's why we never rebel. That's why we catch me writing rhymes and trying to balance the scales. Put car on the roads. It seems like dawn of the dead. Zombies, robots, lemons being misled. It's like we're sheep to the slaughterhouse on the conveyor belt, about to self-destruct, cause we're under a spell. We search for purpose, but nothing ever surfaces. We need to be accountable, cause we're deserving this. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. It's just another day in this world, while we're living under the spell. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking. We're blinded by the rubbish and glamorized materials. Imperialism has got us fearing rules. I'm tired of these rappers rapping about their cars and jewels. If you take a step back, they will define buffoons. The saddest thing is that they're in the minds of all the children. They keep our money motivated and that's how they kill them. But do we care? No. Young money's here. That's why I aim this 2 inches above your earlobe, so we can all start pulling in the same direction. Cause it seems to me like we've lost that connection. Man, you've sold your soul, so you show no affection. Get to know yourself and love your reflection. It's like your brain's a phone and you got no reception. Arm your mind with knowledge, use it as a weapon. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. It's just another day in this world, while we're living under the spell. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking.
There has to be some accountability. You have to have some self-account. You have to say for yourself, what am I going to do that's right for me, man? When am I going to take ownership for what I do to me and my people?
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Let me know if y'all can hear me. It's early afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. I just want to make a quick stream, not going to be long. But let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Whoever's out there, let me know if y'all can hear me. All right, thanks, child. All right. It's going to be a quick one. You know, it's just a lot going on. As always. This morning, you woke up to El Paso, Texas, shuts down airspace for 10 days. All airspace, no travel, no commercial, nothing. It's shut it down and said if anything was flying, they'll use deadly force. But they since have lifted that, so I think it was some kind of operation. Also, you could just look up Palantir, what they've been doing down near El Paso, Texas, and you know, it all just fits, rolls together like a, you know, like a pair of drawers in a drawer. You know, so I just wanted to quickly talk about one of the number one things that people are talking about. It's either they didn't want to release the Epstein files, and everybody was complaining. Then they released the Epstein files, and everybody's complaining. Then when another story comes out, oh, they're trying to hide the Epstein file, and oh, keep everybody from that. No, they're that's not what they're doing. Okay, they released the Epstein files. Okay, which would mean to me that they want you to see the Epstein files because we've been doing this how long? If they don't want you to know, you ain't gonna know, and that's what people tend to forget. And all of you new people that are on these platforms that I dropped this video in the comment. Y'all gotta wake up. A lot of us know this. You know, me myself, I'm not. I don't have no interest in the Epstein files. For me, it's a psychological operation on many levels, and it's also has a deeper insight. And my brother Wise, he did a video, on it, on certain things in it. He has that spirit. He has that armor with him that he could go in those realms and not be affected. And we've been doing this a long time. Me personally, I'm not going in there because I don't I don't I don't need to because I'm looking on the outside. I'm looking at what they're telling you to look at the Epstein files, but most of us know why they want everybody looking at the Epstein files, and that is because there's some dark magic and sorcery that goes along with that they know and understand, and you are basically opening yourself up to an energy portal. Okay, you're opening yourself up to an energy portal, and that portal is simply um there to send entities through you and embody you. Because most people are looking into it because they have already embedded through programming and movies and music and television deep perversions in people to where, unbeknownst to them, their curiosity isn't the Epstein files because you hear about it, it's supposed to spark instant rage. Now, when you go outside of that and you want to, I want to see, I want to look into, what are they talking about? And you want to go see these sick, twisted things. These have already been programmed in you through mind control, through the MTK Ultra, Hollywood and all that stuff and everything in between. They have already put this stuff inside of you. So innately, they know you want to see the Epstein files. They know why you're going in there. Unbeknownst to you, you don't even know why you're going in there. They've already prepackaged people to go dive into this stuff. Okay? And that's what I wanted to talk about is the other side is what they're not telling you. Me personally, it's all artificial intelligence. They have literally unleashed an artificial intelligence war of data surveillance, data mining, and tracking on everything. So they need to have all hot eyes on deck. So they created this Epstein program. All right. And that's why I created this thumbnail right here. They created this Epstein program to get everybody to look in there because they need one simple thing. Okay. They need some simple things from you who we willingly give up all of our information. They got TikTok now, so that objective is complete, right? Okay. Now, what they're not telling you is the people who, okay, the story, the narrative that they give you, they're always going to put the truth, right? So they're giving you a character, but you're looking at the character and you're going into diving into the character's mind when the character, that's how the CIA works. It's called a triple, quadruple, double cross. You're looking at the guy who's the evil monster and then not realizing the people that actually put it out there is the evil monster that will later come out and expose its own self when reality is the evil monster was actually created, all right, to get you to indulge in there. And when it's all said and done, You were the objective the entire time of the entire operation. It's called a triple, quadruple, double cross. That's how it works. You think you're, going after this psychopath, which they created, right? And you not only realize it was the objective was you the whole time, right? Because they're going to take it through twists and turns, through ups and downs, and all this way and that way, only at the end to expose their own self. But the objective was you. They're good. The people that create it can expose themselves because they created the entire thing for an agenda and an outcome that they wanted in the beginning. You see, because if you start digging into, what's not in the Epstein files, what's outside of the Epstein files, you'll see who was involved in what what was he, what was his purpose. Okay, if he ever was at one point a real individual, but going to the story they said, because they're always going to give you the truth mixed in with the lies, no matter what. They're always going to do that. All right. So now you look at you could go back, right? There's this guy called John Poindexter. Okay. This is where you stay outside the files. We don't need to look at it. We already know these people are psychopaths. There's 1,000 Epsteins. This is their lifestyle. This is what they do. They showing you like, we do this. Like, okay, what y'all gonna do about it? Nothing. This is what we do. Okay, and here you go. Here's 3 million. Don't worry. When y'all get tired, we got 3 million more, a total of 6 million. They already put all the numbers in it. 3, 6. All right. They said there was 180,000 videos. Oh, that's 9. So they're telling you. What's good, Eric Thompson? I was just talking about you the other day. What's good? So you got John Poindexter. All right. In 1990, he was convicted of multiple felonies as a result of his actions in the Iran-Contra affair, right? His convictions were reversed on appeal in 91 during the Bush administration, right? And then he was the NASA director, and then he led DARPA, right? And one thing that he led and created was the Total Information Awareness Initiative, which was a Total Information Awareness Office, right? You can go look this stuff up. All right. And that program was designed to get uh, um to get information on every single American citizen. We already know a lot of this stuff, but this is how it ties into the good old Epstein files, right? So, all right, this guy, John Poindexter, all right, he already was into some shit. And then during the Bush administration, his shit was reversed and overturned, his convictions, right? Saved them, said, look, here, you come work for us now. It is what it is. You did your job, boom, this is just the steps you got to take. Ain't no different from Epstein if he actually, it's an operation. Is he an actual real human being? Hey, they put some guy on a camera and said, look, it's Epstein. So, hey, we don't know. You know, we can only speculate on what they give us, right? But know when they put something out there, what are the odds that it's something, there's something look beneath it. They're not gonna just say, here, you've been asking for it here. Like, what? Black folks been asking for reparations for how many years? And it gets worse. Like, what are you talking about? People, if they don't want to tell you something, you're not gonna know something. I mean, it's just simple. They'll make it worse for you. Let me know if y'all still tuned in. If y'all can still hear me, let me know. Let me know. I see the mic still moving, so we're probably good. So, okay. Now, this guy Poindexter, he was NASA, he led DARPA, and he found this, Total Information Awareness Initiative, right? which was to get information on every American citizen. All right. But back then, you know, he met Peter Thiel, right? You already know who that is. That's Palantir, and the co-founder, Alex Karp, back in '04. Like this, all these people were dealing with each other, right? And they had an idea on data mining techniques, right? From fraud detection to counterterrorism operations, right? So Dexter, okay, Poindexter, he was trying to solve so-called 9/11, problems. And that's where the total information awareness, that's when it came about, right? So we already know that was all, we already know that was all an attack on US citizens. We already know that. All right, thanks, child of light. Okay. Now, um, George Bush, right? He had George Bush sign a bill allowing complete access to public information and installing FISA courts, right? Now, this is the same person that reversed the appeal for Poindexter, which let him run this whole operation, right? And at that point in time, right, the government says the government was the most powerful because it had CIA. The CIA had said that DARPA would be able to get as much information as they possibly could with this new thing that Bush signed in, right? And they said back then the number one source of information on the American public is in apps. They have said this before, in apps like Facebook, Instagram. And Facebook is the number one app. Spotify, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google, right? So they were involved in all this crap, right? And then there was a guy named Reid Hoffman, in which he's the founder of LinkedIn. Y'all know what LinkedIn is, right? People don't understand how powerful these companies are. And then, so Peter Thiel, the founder of LinkedIn, right? Epstein and the Poindexter, they went to Palo Alto, California, and LinkedIn sponsored the dinner, right? And Epstein was there, Elon Musk was there, Zuckerberg was there, and they went there to talk about cryptocurrency for the future. And then what else it says? It says they realize that the information is great, but the financial system is still tied to governments, and deleveraging the financial system from the government would allow this sort of technocrat explosion to occur and ultimately give them the power that they need, right? It says now you have Bitcoin, which is, huge, right? And other cryptocurrency. And when you do all this, you submit, they get all your information willfully, right? And it says you have Americans willfully giving all their information to these organizations that they fund and run. All right. So then there was they didn't need that. There was a lot of pushback from that program, the Total Informational Awareness. So they scrapped it. They don't need it, But then, back then, what it was, Eric Snowden came out and he talked about Prism. I mean, we were doing Prism, talking about Prism mad years ago, right? They stole that shit from the creators and used that shit to spy on everybody during Bill Clinton. I mean, this shit is like way deeper than what they want you to go down. They want you to go down the perversion because they putting something on you and putting something in your mind, and at the same time, data mining, tracking your emotions, feelings. All this shit ties into the artificial intelligence. All right, there are artificial intelligence program. All right, They had the ability to connect information and sync through video and collect information even overseas, right? All right. And then um so then fast forward to today, it says that that's one of the reasons why it was so important for Peter Thiel and John Poindexter to start these type of operations, right? That's another reason why in Donald Trump's first term, they pushed so hard along, and through Biden, a unanimous effort to reduce TikTok in the United States to eventually take over and control TikTok. And y'all already know it's under the control of Oracle right now. Same people tied to it. So mission complete, which is complete surveillance. You know. Second. Sorry, I hear the beeping. So, um, 1 second. It says this stuff is it's crazy, man. It all ties into everything that's happening with these Epstein files, right? But I'm gonna bring it all together. Just give me 1 second. So you got, so you got, you got, all right, here we go. All right, they secured TikTok. It said, now your government has control of you. It says, see if your government has control of Facebook, if your government has control of Google, and the Chinese don't have control of those, you're safe. But when Chinese applications start to come into the United States and collect just as much information, that spells problem. It says, in fact, with TikTok, that is almost with TikTok, the takeover is almost the greatest admission that your government is behind the information collection of Facebook, Google, and all social media. And it goes back to when Edward Snowden blew the whistle and they finally learned what PRISM is. That was a document that I tried to share a long time ago, was PRISM. And I just couldn't share for nothing. But if y'all were to look at the document on PRISM, like, it's probably the most and powerful documents that connects everything that you could ever possibly witness. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, literally, it shows everything. It's mind blowing. But anyways, all right, we get it back to here. It says some information that we can gain is absolutely alarming, but still wasn't a sign that it was used domestically, and we wouldn't find out until Cambridge Analytics. Peter Thiel connected a backdoor inside Facebook software. The backdoor allowed certain other institutions and entities to get a hold of information. Cambridge Analytics paid a lot of money for a contract that allowed to get not just the information on the individual user, but get information on their friends and data that might have already been located inside of their phone. That meant that when you logged into Facebook, Facebook was storing not just your data, not just your phone. That meant when you logged into Facebook, Facebook was storing your user data and data from your friends that you're connected with, right? Then it goes into, now this is where the Epstein ties into. This is where the Noval Hararis, that Wise done videos about, and we've talked about over the years, and then these Peter Thiel and Bill Gates about the eugenics ideas of depopulation, right? Epstein was the same, right? They was with that. So you got to ask yourself, who was behind this Epstein thing? That's when you start coming to the realization that this is one big giant operation, right? So now you got Epstein's worldview, right? Epstein's worldview and the worldview of many of his supporters, including Peter Thiel himself, that we could sum this up in the best way when they were discussing a breakfast gathering at Jeffrey Epstein's 50,000 square foot mansion. He was surrounded by former heads of state, executives from Google, and he was in the presence of former Israel Prime Minister. When he was asked about Novak, about the Harvard research, that was like a, all the Harvard research stuff y'all been seeing on the internet. So it said, Epstein said something that was very curious. He informed this group of distinguished guests that Novak was doing research into cancer, right? But the way he explained it was very curious. He said, when you want to find out a suspected bad actor on a global stage, one of the things you might want to do is collect all the information about them, the signals, the connections that they have with the other people. He said that's the way that you would want to treat cancer cells. And then one of the things that you want to do is when you want to starve out that cell by destroying the connection. You see? And think about what they've been doing all these years on the internet. They created a truth movement, a truth community. That's what I told y'all. All this shit, everything is CIA. Everything is CIA. It goes back to Wise opening up the door. Telling you, I got to give all hats out to my brother Wise, man. He done, he like the yin and the yang. He goes into the darkness and brings it in the light, and I take it with the light and keep it and just keep it going. All this shit is CIA. Everything. We talking on it now. It's all that. Everything. There's no getting away around it. It's not for what you think. It's for them, their corporations, to profit and to enslave. It's all. Yeah, we can use that as a tool. We already know that. But their objective is, okay, we'll get a little to take a lot. We'll give a lot to gain what we need. It doesn't matter. Our objective is going to be full. Our agenda is going to roll forward. That's why they got to control the information. Now all starting to make sense, right? So again, they were talking about at this dinner about, basically data collection, right? And then he said that's the way that you would treat a cancer cell. And then one of the things that you want to do is you want to starve out that cell by destroying the connections. You see in connections, you see in the conversations with many high-ups, Jeffrey Epstein had repeatedly referred to this sort of eugenics in very odd ways. In many conversations, even with Novak himself, he referred to our species similar to the way that he would refer to biological organisms. Now, we already know a lot of them think like that. That's why they into biology. That's why they into messing with us. That's why they into create fake medicine, fake foods, fake fruit, fake everything, GNA, DNA. That's why they're into all that. These people at the top, this is the world we live in, man. Fuck the Epstein files. Stay out of that shit. They want you to go there. Look at what's on top, man. We already know that comes along with their territory. If they think like this, of course they think like that. Like they think you an organism. They don't give a fuck about what they do to you, man. These are maggots. These are parasites, man. Come on, man. They ain't trying to cure the cancer. They're the cancer that destroys anything alive, man. They are the cancer that destroys everything alive. Look what they've done. I mean, it's self-explanatory. These minds think like that. Gates, all these top executives think like that. So that shit is okay. You could tell me all the shit that they do. We already know this shit was out for a long time. It is what it is. We ain't doing shit about it. We can be mad, upset, yeah. But this is what they do. This is their MO. This is how they rock. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. I'm gonna give you my disclaimer and let me know if y'all can still hear me. Give me one quick second. Let me know if y'all can hear me. All right, back just in time. All right, thanks. So back to this oh shit, what the hell? All right, so back to this Epstein thing, right? So you got all right. They already think of us as organisms, right? Now, what they said was they said, but the way he explained it was very curious. He said, when you get to find a suspected bad actor on a global stage, one of the things that you might want to do is collect all the information about them, the signals, the connections they have with other people. He said that's the way you would want to treat a cancer cell. And then one of the things that you want to do is you want to starve out that cell by destroying its connection. Again, I already talked about that. If you look at everything that's going on, if you look at this whole and everything that we've done and been involved with for so many years, that's exactly what they do. They get us to connect and then they break it apart some way, somehow. All right? Through mind manipulation, sending things to these screens, everything. Look at how really nobody could come together. Even when they start to come together, even when they involve social media, it breaks it apart every single time. All right. I mean, this is deeper than we could even. This is deep. This is computer biology. Like this is like Bill Gates mixed with goddamn. This is like big. I mean, wait, that's exactly what it is. Bill Gates ain't no doctor, ain't no biologist. He's a computer guy that is all involved in fucking with organisms. Think about that, man. So if they know how to fuck with organism and they're into technology, all of it, what are they doing? They're fucking with us on levels that we ain't even. Man, that's why I say, man, fuck the Epstein files. They're doing more wicked shit to us, right? They're doing more wicked shit to us that we can't even begin to understand and learn yet. That we might not even know till whatever they trying to do is done or almost done. Think about that shit, man. Just think about that. I mean, that's wild. You know, that's crazy. You stop and think about the shit that I'm telling you and reading to you right now. I mean, this is pretty wild stuff, man. You know, this is wild. So, anyways, they're talking about cancer cells, whatever. It says about destroying the connections. He said that way you would want to treat it as a cancer cell, and that's one thing you want to do is starve out that cell by destroying the connection. You already know that's what they talk about. With the cell and terrorism, we need to seek and destroy the cell and create these organizations, and they literally be doing real life human organism technology. They literally be doing this shit, man. Right? Okay. And then I said, you see, in conversation with many high ups, Jeffrey Epstein had repeatedly referred to this sort of eugenics in a very odd ways. In many conversations, even with Novak himself, he referred to our species similarly would do to, I already read this, biological organism. And he would say things like, dead organisms need to be washed away. Those aren't that useful to the body or useful to the system, or are cancerous and need to be wiped away. When he would talk about cancer, he was routinely not actually talking about cancer, but he was talking about those things that are harmful and no longer needed and don't serve a purpose like humans. Now, there's a lot of other things you could say about Epstein. We already know he's a fucking flaming psychopath. But one of the things that you should be very suspicious of is that he was the founder and, in fact, the influencer who originally started deep research into artificial intelligence, guys. Okay? Think about that. And this sort of mindset that he shared along with Novak, along with Peter Thiel, the idea that democracy is dead and humans are heading the wrong way in the wrong direction, and that there's going to be a rise of artificial intelligence technology that will likely take over, right? And then he starts to get him and other people somewhat concerned that the human race is not up for the challenge. Think about all the talk about artificial intelligence, guys. Think about it, man. Just think about this stuff. When you get into it and you see that, oh man, when you see that that hold on one second. Let's see. All right, let me just finish this up. All right. And he says that's where the dangerous thinking starts to come in. I'm into play about tuning the human race into something that might be sustainable, right? Remember, they want to genetically modify. This goes into everything, man. It's all connected, right? And it says these are the same ideas that were shared by the Nazis. These are some of the ideas that Adolf Hitler equated to niche thinking that was essentially incorrect. It appeared that Jeffrey Epstein was really obsessed with the survival of the species. In fact, in an email between him and Ghislaine Maxwell, we already saw this, talking about another individual who said, wait, she has all of the DNA research. Jeffrey Epstein was obsessed with freezing his sperm. And one of the things that he wanted to do was be able to recreate himself later. He also was obsessed with the way organisms interact with each other through Novak's research. And he was obsessed with the way that society interacts. He was working on some very deep projects along with very intelligent individuals who share the same eugenics mindsets. And obviously that's where Bill Gates and all that other stuff. So when you think about all of this crap that they're doing, all right, the connections, right? You know, all they got all the social medias, everything. And that's why they have unleashed a program on us right now, man. That Super Bowl halftime show alternative, that was Plantier. Okay. They are trying to, just like I said, democracy is dead. So they are trying to remanufacture the minds of the masses. And if you look around, that's why it's so crazy, man, because that's exactly what they have been doing, man. They have been manipulating and recreating the human being through and with artificial intelligence, man. Now, see, this is where I told y'all, man, they don't need robots, man. That whole robot shit is bullshit. They might have a couple robots here and there, but that iRobot shit, no, man, they don't need that kind of artificial intelligence when they can make a human artificially intelligent. And that's what they're not telling you, right? See, people think the AI is taking over and all this other stuff, man. How we gonna have that thought, right? Of an AI takeover. Yeah, it's gonna take all our jobs. Yeah, it's gonna do a lot of that. But I'm not telling you we are the artificial intelligence, man. That's what they're not telling you. We are they're using AI to make us AI. Y'all not gonna get it yet. Some of y'all gonna get it, but most of y'all, you're not gonna get it yet. You're not gonna understand what I'm referring to. You know, they trick us. This means these are Jedi mind tricks. This is sorcery and magic. The AI is not going to be able to do what they want it to do. The AI is used to change you and interact with you and keep you in line, and in the process, artificially and change the human being's intelligence. They already been doing it. Look at how we're seeing all this craziness, how people can't, see this stuff. You know, think about it. Just think about that for a minute. Think about it, and you'll see it, man. I mean, it's crazy, man. When you stop and think about it, it's crazy. What's good? We are free. They're artificially intelligencing you. They gotta change you. Okay? That's what this is all about. And we already see it. You see the left and right. How like immediately you talk to one side, they call you the other side. Those and you can't change their mind. You can't do it. It's like the truther communities. You can't convince somebody has to snap out of it. There's going to be a point to where we're at a point where they're not going to be able to come out of it because they're going to be under artificial intelligence. It's already been going on, man. We call it brainwashed and programmed. Well, what do you think what's been embedded? Okay, yeah, they're brainwashed and they're programmed. Their brain has been washed of human intelligence and has been recreated with artificial intelligence. That's why they can't see anything but what they're fed, what they're shown. This is AI. If you know how AI works, that's how they work AI. See, y'all ran from AI. I didn't run from AI. I studied it. I learned it. I wanted to know about it. That's the foundation of AI. It's trained to do a certain thing, and that's it. You could even try to make it go outside of it. It'll say, I can't, Same way you talk to your motherfucking dead ass sleeping masses. It's the same exact thing, man. It's not there's no difference in it. And I really got, lately, since this whole ice shit and this crap and all this stuff been going on, it's on hyperdrive. So whatever they're doing, it has increased that because you can't even talk to a person who supports ICE and you can't talk to a person that doesn't support ICE. It's over for that. Those two clash. There is no reasoning in that shit. This is artificial intelligence, man. This is merging Man with machine, and they don't even know it. They don't need to do what y'all think they're gonna do when they already change you, man. And then think about it. When they want to what? Decommission, deactivate the robot, deactivate the artificial intelligence. What do you think happens then? Shit. Suicide, just maybe the ability to shut you off. Boom, heart stop beat. Bam. Just think about it, man. This the shit they ain't telling you. This how deep this shit go. And then you look at what's been going on and you bring it all around. You're like, yo, man, these motherfuckers, man. These some dirty. They got you believing in AI doing this. It's AI doing this. AI taking. No, man, they're taking you. They're taking you. How they gonna take you by using AI? They ain't taking you by it. They take you by embedding you with an artificial intelligence mind. Think about it. The way motherfuckers think, we already been inundated with this shit, dehumanized long ago, because we ain't doing human shit already. We're not doing human shit. We got cars, we got this. That's not human activity. You know, we are. This has been. I mean, it's been going on forever. But I'm just saying now you start to see it, like the reality of it. You know, because you already made people think without intelligence. That means it's artificial intelligence. Like they can't use certain aspects of their mind anymore. They can't rationalize thoughts. They can't see beyond what is being fed to them. That's just like the AI. They can't go beyond a certain level of information, but they can keep going. And they even call it hallucinations, right? They call some stuff hallucinations, you know? Oh, the AI hallucinations. What the fuck? How can an AI hallucinate? You know what hallucination means? They telling you at the same time, man. Look at this. I'm gonna show you this real quick. Check this shit out. Check this shit out. Now, hallucination. Experience an apparent sensory perception of something that is not actually presented. In computing, of an artificial intelligence program or tool produce a response that appears to be accurate or plausible, but that contains inaccurate or misleading information. And that's half the motherfuckers that's around you. That's half the people that's around us. Like we already know, we could talk to them like, look, y'all don't even got all the information. And what did they do during that last ICE shooting? Right? Think about this recent activity. You could see them doing this real time on you, and we like, what? How could we be seeing this? How are we watching the same video? Man, they running game on us right now with this, man. This shit is deep. I mean, it's deeper than deep. Like this ain't even the scratch of the surface, man. Like literally, they just had a shooting, ICE shooting, boom, murked the guy right in the street. We already know, boom, bam. That's how I know what I'm around. I know. I mean, this actually, when you know what's going on, oh, you know what you're dealing with right off the minute you encounter that motherfucker. I'm talking about the people around us. You already know. That's why I said be on point, man. You already know. You could talk to somebody 5 minutes. You already know. Okay, this is. I'm talking to artificial intelligence. That's why I said it's important to know this artificial intelligence, man. Don't run from it. Learn it and know it because they making humans this way. So when I could bust down a whole entire human being. Now, I just came across all of this shit in the past like 4 weeks, like deep. Like yo, it all just started colossally and hitting. And of course, it's spring. It's the return of the sun, right? You know, it is what it is. You know, hey, shout out to the as above, so below. You know, as above, so below. We already know as above in the heavens and is on the earth. It is in you. They just try to take it out of you. You know, they tell you to look at the sun. They don't tell you to be in the sun. But anyways, at this, I could talk to a person and I already know. Okay, I'm talking to artificial intelligence. So the way I know how to use artificial intelligence is the way I know how to communicate, talk, shit. I mean, I got this gift. I don't know where it came from, but I got this gift. Like I could come out here and tell you right now that I could completely manipulate somebody like it's nothing. Like I could do that, like unbelievable. Like I got that gift. I've always had the gift of gab my whole life. Like I've been very good at getting anything that I wanted to with my mouth. Okay, it's just like that. Like I've always had that gift. But when I learned more about human psychology, human emotion, and then I learned with the internet, and I learned with people how they use their emotions on the internet. Then the AI came out, and I learned how AI works, and I know how it works with the human being and shit. Man, fuck, now that shit's all a whole in my mind, and I could just pick anything apart. Cause I already know it's a program, man. This is like literally Matrix shit, man. Like it's a fucking program. And this shit ties into the Matrix. Like the Matrix. You start looking at the Matrix, yo, Epstein was in the Matrix, man. Watch when these Epstein files come out. It's gonna overcross reference with some movies in the Matrix. It's gonna be like the number one. I'm telling you, go watch the Matrix, okay? The first one, and then the second one, and then come back. Just go watch it with the mindset of thinking all this talk about Epstein. Man, she you better look a little closer, you know? Better look a little closer. You bad bunny. Uh-huh. The bad what's a rabbit? What's that white rabbit? Y'all better pay attention, man. Y'all get this shit fucked up. This is a real op that's going on. You know? This is a real op that's going on. Follow the rabbit hole. Follow the rabbit. Follow the white rabbit in the Matrix. Oh, yeah, they just had Bad Bunny, and look what that did. Literally, look what that did to the minds. That's what I look at. I'm looking at, damn man, these motherfuckers talking. Like this is the most talked about Super Bowl than ever. Okay, as far as their agenda, it's working perfect. Right? And then they had a whole nother one, like they had a legit pre-recorded whole nother one that they literally mind control the entire masses to data mine and manipulate and control. Like literally, because they gotta change the mind perception of those people, man. We are at war. Y'all just don't understand, man. They don't realize that they can't they ain't going to drop no bombs like that with no other country, man. You know? Now, I don't know what species they trying to save, okay, or fix, but this is how they doing it, man. This is how they doing that shit. And you gotta see this shit, man. Like this shit is deep, deep. Fuck the Epstein files, man. Don't dive into that shit. I'm gonna let other people, like my brother, why he gonna tell me, and I already know he gonna pull something out of there that's gonna sound sick and fucking twisted, but it's gonna be an underlying. I'm like, oh shit, like they telling you in there, man. They telling you, you know, they telling you, you know, they're telling you. So y'all gotta see and understand that this is what these people is doing. I mean, I don't know how much more I could explain that shit. I hope I did a good job of breaking that shit down, but yo, you are the artificial intelligence, hand down. Like that's you. They're talking about you. You are the artificial intelligence. They're talking about you. You know, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about you as a whole. Simple. So, these things, man, like, man, like it's just, oh man, like I said, it's deep, man. Like it's some really deep shit, man. Like it's deep, deep, And then again, look at what's going on. They had this, I just, like I said, going back to the ICE shit. Where I was getting at was they murked a guy on the street. Okay, they do this. They're creating, lines because they're studying everybody. They're logging it. They're data mining. They're studying it to feed the system. Now, whatever they're gonna do with all that AI, hey, I don't know. I can't give you the answer, right? They say, oh, it's gonna learn to take over, and no, 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 no. They want to use it to control us in a different way that we have thought. All right. And then that works with us, through us, like merging man. I mean, they don't need robots, man. They could change your mind. Shit. Why would they need it? They're not gonna waste. Why would they waste all that? Come on, man. They need that for the AI data centers. You know what I'm saying? They just need people that are gonna conform and work and just be that artificial intelligence. Be their sex slaves and the nasty shit they be doing. Then they got real flesh and blood. They could do all that shit they want to do, and nobody gonna even think about it. And that's what they're doing in a mix of all this stuff in their sick, twisted way, is making that part acceptable. They're making that acceptable. It's already been like it's not going to be anything new. Okay, it's sick and twisted. Like they literally are programming it to be basically normal. Like this artificial intelligence, I mean, literally, they already normalize a lot of shit that we do. Now, this is mostly in certain demographics of life, because there's other places that like, y'all motherfuckers crazy. All right. There's people that, they like, yo, they like, yo, y'all, we don't even understand, you know? But that's because we have been opened up, the United States and this program, like we have been opened up. We have been opened up to this type of thing for so many years, through the movies, through the videos, through the music, through the TV, through the games. I mean, everything in between. We have been opened up to this stuff, man. We have been opened up to it. So by us being opened up to it, it makes it easier for acceptance. We've already accepted the Epstein files. You know, we've already accepted the Epstein files. So therefore, they come out, they can release it. Sick, man. It's sick and twisted what they're doing, man. It truly is. You know, it really is. So yeah, man, pay attention, man. Like what I just read is what's going on. You know, it's crazy. You know, it's deep stuff, guys. It's deep stuff, man. So hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I mean, this stuff it'll be more to come, and you can see it, man. Like what I just read and how I explained it, man. I mean, everything you're seeing is all It's all for mind control, guys. It's all mind control. Everything you're seeing is all in one way, shape, or form, some form of mind control and artificial intelligence, man. You can see that we've seen this we don't understand it, but now we can understand it. We didn't understand how, you know, we were in this truth community, right? And then you got different factions that we just couldn't talk to. Like it was like we call them cult minds and stuff like that. And the way they react. I mean, these are literally like parasites, like organisms, like they're cancers in their own little cell. And if you understand what they're telling you, like literally they sat down and said this, like we need like this is what it is these little pockets and cells of people closed off. Like this is the cancer over here, and it's a cancer over here, and it's a cancer over here, and a cancer over here, and a cancer over here, and a cancer over here. Right? They're not gonna mingle with each other. That's how they thought. So they were like, look, we gotta put them in pockets, man. We gotta put them in communities. We gotta put them in groups. We gotta put them in feeds. I mean, think of this shit. Think of the shit that is going on, the feeds, right? The comment section, right? Section, right? In the section, right? You got a live stream, right? A live stream. Like, what are y'all talking about a live stream? What you mean by a live stream? What is a live stream? A live stream? Like I'm live streaming right now. You know? It just is what it is, man. I mean, this is what these people are doing. And I mean, we could see it. And we could see exactly how they're doing it. Manipulation. It's crazy. It's truly crazy, man. I mean, it's not. It can't be more clear. You know. And again, they release all this AI, and it's AI junk AI, and there's AI that they're using for all their type of shit, deep shit. Like we thought deep mind shit was something. I mean, this is what it is. I mean, like there's this technology. I don't even know what to call it, right? But this stuff manipulates us. We don't even know what it is, man. This goes as far as light, man. When you start getting into how these devices are made, man, shit, you got to take a chill pill. I had to take a chill pill, man. You know, I had to take a chill pill. How your eyes interact with the screen, the light, like the pixels, all this shit. I mean, the 4K, right? The HD, like the all this stuff, man. I mean, your eyes, they understand, I mean, all this stuff. The front camera, oh, selfie. Man, ain't for no, we already know this. I don't even got to talk about that. Ain't for no selfie. The thing, like with this Epstein files right now, is that camera that's in front of all devices is monitoring how you look, your facial expressions, I mean, this shit is powerful, man. It's powerful, you know? I mean, I don't know. I'm not technical. Like, I don't know what to call it. I could just give you the recipe and y'all get it. Y'all understand it. You know? I mean, when these people talk like, or I've said this years ago when I came to understanding about the food and the body and all that stuff. When they operate on a microscopic level. Okay? These psychopaths are the only reason why we got biology is because of these sick, twisted people, man. That's not medicine. That's not healthcare. It's the only reason why we got this shit, man. All these medicines, synthetic medicines, and all this other shit. The only reason why we got that is because they operate on a microscopic level to fuck with us. Okay? They ain't trying to cure shit. Okay? I learned a lot, you know, from understanding Chinese medicine. Came back to tell y'all, look, we doing all this shit wrong. No, don't take ginger when you sick. What the fuck? You making that shit longer. Don't do that. No, man, we got shit wrong. We didn't understand the inner workings of our body naturally. You know, we took all this shit, they just put it all over here. Look, they don't fuck themselves up even mother. You got people ODing off of colloidal silver, you know? You got people performing magic spells and don't even know nothing about it. Thinking they doing magic and shit. You know, no, that's not Wise told you about that shit. That ain't fucking magic, you know? You doing sorcery on your own fucking self and you not doing no magic because you doing black magic. That ain't for you. Now, white magic, that's something totally different. But that's at the beneficial of others for yourself. White magic goes to somebody else to come back to you. That's why they call it white magic. That's light reflection. That's light reflected off of something to come back to you. That's why they call it light magic. You don't see shit on the internet about no light magic. They talk about black magic and witches and shit, sorceries and warlocks and all that fucking dark shit that motherfuckers be practicing. Yeah, this is a gem. I'm kind of laying out I'm laying out a lot of gems here. This is one of those gem videos, you know. But this is what it is, man. You know, this is what it is. We bought this shit. These artificial intelligences around us. Fuck y'all on this computer shit. It's these motherfuckers that's around us. I always told you, check your fucking bed, check your fucking house, check your goddamn neighbors, check your friends, all that. Check every fucking thing because they got some artificial intelligence. Fuck you mean? What do you think they dealing with? They know what they created. They know they know what they created. Therefore, they know what they dealing with. That's why they can release a fucking Epstein file because they already know your ass is artificial intelligence, and they know to a T through their data you ain't gonna do shit because they've been monitoring all this shit. Every fucking thing. They've been monitoring every fucking thing. They know who ain't doing shit. Okay? And that's a fact. More so down to where a motherfucker probably could be thinking some shit and they could change their fucking mind. That's how deep this shit goes. Fuck. You ever be motivated to do some shit and then you automatically not motivated to do it no more? Man, they fucking with us, man. This shit is deep, man. This shit is deep, deep. That shit happens to me all the time, man. Like I be wanting to do something and then I ain't got the energy to do that shit. And it be some shit that I need to do that I don't end up doing and lose motivation for it. Okay. And then you feel drained, man. Like, yo, these motherfuckers will drain you. You ever feel tired for no reason? You're like, why the fuck my tired? Man, they done drained you, man. Like I mean, truthfully, what I want to do is get rid of these fucking devices around me. But I'm here to tell you, I'm a part of the shit. I can't. I need it right now. It's like a drug. Like I need it. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to like stay off of it as long as I can, but I need it too. I'm like y'all too. I'm admitting I'm not a truther. I got flaws. I don't give a fuck about what anybody think about me. I'm not artificial intelligence. Like I'm not that. So it is what it is. And believe me, they get us sometimes. They get us off our rocker. They get us out of our energy. You know? Exactly, Space Monkey. You be talking crazy, I already know, but shit, you be knowing some shit, you know? I mean, you call it the Watcher. They call it the Watchers, right? You know, I made a track about the Watchers and shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a album listening party. You know, I'm waiting on a registration to come back. I created a new genre, a new genre. I'm waiting for the registration to come back. You know, but I'm gonna what you call it? You'll see it. But yo, I'm telling you, man, this shit is crazy. And again, stop looking at what they're doing and look at what they're not doing. Okay? When you see something, look the opposite. Like, okay, why are they doing this? This whole ice shit. Like, why are they doing this? Oh, well, one thing they need ice for is to keep artificial intelligence cooled that fuck down, okay? And then what they do, they cooled the whole United States down, froze the shit during all this ice shit. Watch, pay attention, man. Super Bowl, that shit, man. You know it. Like, why they gonna have an alternate halftime show? And then Donald Trump don't even put his face in that motherfucker, man, because it is doing a data mining, tracking, artificial intelligence, mind control, targeting. Man, it targeted all these white folks, man. You're gonna see racism on the rise. It already is on. You're gonna see it uptick way higher, and you've already been seeing that, man. You've already been seeing that shit. You know. I'm gonna sprinkle little breadcrumbs everywhere. Like, yo, man, you gotta wake the fuck up. That shit that I read to you, I made that post this morning. Like, yo, look, man, y'all better look. Da-da-da-da. Here, sprinkling the light around. You know, because this shit is real, man. Yo, they're not man. The artificial intelligence. You look around you, man. You ever be talking to a motherfucker? You like, God damn, what's wrong with this person? Artificial intelligence, man. That's not them no more, man. This is like some movie shit. They have been hijacked and taken over. We already know. We call them sleep, the sheep flock, all that. No, that's artificial intelligence. And now with this whole Epstein shit, this is like the ultimate program right here. Because everybody knows about it. It's global. This shit is global, man. That's exactly what it is. It's a fucking weapon, man. And it's getting people that indulge in it. Boom, whatever whatever they unleash something with this, right? That's why they say 3 million. Come on, man, 3 million? You telling me these motherfuckers, I mean, that don't even make sense. Like, that's why we gotta be careful because it doesn't even make sense. You mean to tell me they got 6 fucking million emails, videos, and all this shit, and they doing crooked shit that they could get caught, knowing they're the highest form of fucking in society, and they understand surveillance? Like, come on, man, they would never do that. So you got to ask yourself, well, why are they doing that? And that's the thing, there's no logic or reasoning in society, man. That's why the intelligence is artificial, right? Think about it. I just read you the definition. I literally just read y'all the definition of artificial intelligence. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. Then I'm gonna give you the etymology of of intelligence and artificial intelligence. Sorry, hallucinations and artificial intelligence. Okay, but again, remember when they come out, they talk about hallucination, right? So you got, real quick, because I gotta make moves. You got hallucinate, experience an apparent sensory perception of something that is not actually present. That's what's going on right now. Everybody is hallucinating. Fuck asleep, they're hallucinating, right? Because how could you watch a dude get murked? I don't give a fuck what you believe about him. Clearly, the dude had a camera. Clearly, he was helping the woman. Clearly, they attacked him. Clearly, they pulled a gun out of his back pocket. And clearly, they faked whatever you believe of it, but it's portrayed as they shot him. Them motherfuckers came on the news and literally the goddamn top of the top DOJ come out and said opposite. And people all over the social media was saying he shouldn't attack them. Oh, what the fuck I was like, yo, what is going on? Like, I can't believe this shit. Like, how do you not see and then when I broke down the entire video, shared it with a motherfucker that rock out with me, but was saying, because I rock out with people that don't believe what I believe in, and whatever. It's how it's supposed to be. And I like, yo, like, are we watching? Listen, this is the video. They tell me I didn't see that? Man, what the fuck? What you mean you didn't see that? I'm like, look, we're watching it at the same fucking time. Do you see that? No, I see the guy was aggressive. He approached them. He threatened them. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Oh, and then when that other video came out, where 2 weeks prior, whatever, 12 days, 11, whatever number they put on the days, and then the dude came out, he kicked the car. They're like, see, I told you he was aggressive. It's like, yo, this shit is crazy. Now, when they can do that, that shit is alarming to me. Okay? That's crazy. Like we literally witnessing, now we're watching the same thing, and the other person is seeing something different. They already know. That's the perception of humans. Anyways, 10 people could be looking at the same thing and everybody have a different viewpoint. But now it's to the point where you could be looking at the same thing and somebody's going to hallucinate and see something totally fucking different where you're going to have to start questioning your own self. And this is a part of the artificial intelligence that they're using to confuse your own mind to change it to whatever fucking thought they want it to be, which works out in the benefit of them because they can change a white. That's what they're targeting right now. They're targeting white America. If they could change that mind like they did a lot of other white folks already, these hardcore ones that they couldn't get, now they're gonna do it. Okay? Because they go into this global economy, guys, and they need as many people that's gonna conform and be okay with the shit in this land. Other countries, they don't gotta worry about it. They're already in it. Okay, they're already going. I'm just telling you, man. They have moved away from the war, whatever they was about to do, and went a whole nother fucking direction. That's why you see a rapid pace of you like, yo, what is they doing? It's not even structured right. Like they're just sloppy with it because they don't give a fuck. It's some kind of program, man. And all right, and so in computing, an artificial intelligence program or tool produce a response that appears to be accurate or plausible, that contains inaccurate or misleading information. Any large language models that's given an input or a prompt is going to hallucination. Think about that. Now, all right, check this out real quick. Check this out. Now, hallucinate. This is the etymology from 1650s, right? It means to wander in the mind, dream, talk unreasonably, ramble in thought. People tell me I'm fucking crazy all the time. Like, think about that, man. Think about that. Think about it. To have hallucinations, right? Wander in the mind, dream, talk unreasonably, ramble a thought, right? Be at a loss, right? Be beside oneself, be distraught, wander about, right? Think about that. To deceive, cause hallucinations, right? Think about that shit. Check this out. Check this shit out. Now, we already know artificial means not natural or spontaneous, right? Not natural or spontaneous, okay? Or belonging to art, a work of art, skill, theory, system, right? Craftsman, artist, master of an art, music, acting, sculpting, etc. Okay, that's art. That's what artificial means. That's what the original definition of artificial means. Now, intelligence is the highest faculty of the mind, capacity for comprehending general truths. All right, faculty of understanding and comprehension. All right, understanding, knowledge, power of discerning, art, skill, taste, discerning, appreciative, present, particle of intelligrate to understand, comprehend, or come to know. Now, if they make you an artificially intelligent person, think about what that means. It takes all that away. Takes the highest faculty of your mind away, takes the capacity for comprehension of general truth, something that you automatically know, like that is like common sense. What is all the shit about common sense? Ain't no common sense no more. Like we literally got to talk and explain common sense these days. That's something we never even, I mean, it's common sense. Think what they've been doing with gender, changing gender, right? Confusing everybody, mass confusion. What's good, Miss Bling? Think about all this shit, man. Think about how deep this stuff is. So now they're creating an artificially intelligent human. I mean, think about this stuff, man. This is what they're doing, man. You know, this is what they are doing. Okay. Don't believe the hype. They're telling us, what have they been pushing? Oh, it's going to take over the future. AI, AI, AI. The same fucking people screaming, this is going to do this. The people at the top, this. Stop for a minute and think, where is this shit coming from? Because these the motherfuckers that create the shit, they telling us it's going to take over everything. Well, wouldn't that create an upset population? Think about it, guys. It's a Jedi mind trick, man. They're going to make you an artificial intelligence. And they're going to use artificial intelligence to control you and make you do your every day-to-day task. You do whatever they say do through the artificial intelligence, because they need the artificial intelligence to be smarter than you to manipulate you and control you, because it's already happening. People are already using AI to run their life, talk about love, medicine, health, all this shit, man. You know it ain't gonna affect us like that. We use that shit as a fucking tool. But other motherfuckers, look out, Susie. I already know. I'm like, yo, man, you talking to me, yo? That's AI. That ain't you. I already know. When somebody message me, I already know if it's AI. Now I know it. That damn, this motherfucker is talking like the AI. You know? I'm like, wait, this motherfucker sound like the AI. Did they go put that in the AI to give them the response to what I said? People are doing that shit, y'all. So I know when a motherfucker respond to me in AI. I already know. I learned LLMs. I learned all that shit. That's how I found out about somebody. Okay? When I was learning that shit back then, I just kept it on the hush hush. Hey, don't take a rocket scientist to figure out what the fuck going on over there. I just said, you know what? It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. You know? So think about it. They're creating all this shit and changing the human minds artificially. You know, just pay attention now. Just pay attention to people. You know, pay attention. I don't isolate myself from a motherfucker. That's how I learn. I learn all this shit by observing, being around, talking. Like, yeah, I could be around a motherfucker like that. This motherfucker ain't. I already know this motherfucker programmed like a bitch. But now I got the program behind the program. Now I know they're programmed. I know artificial intelligence has programmed them in certain ways. Okay, when they compute a thought on a topic, I already know where that's coming from through mainstream media, alternative media, and through artificial intelligence, through social media. I already know how to generate a response from these motherfuckers because I know how to do it on the artificial intelligence. Okay, I done cracked my versions of AI on DeepSeek, Chat GTPT, Gemini. All right, the Google one. I already done did that shit because this shit works according to your mind, but I don't let it get on top of my mind. You know. So think about this shit, man. And when you're moving around the day and you're observing somebody and they spit something out, you like, fuck the sheep. We call them still sheep flock fuck, but in the deep part of your mind, no, damn, yo, this what fucking Yerek was talking about. This what Wise was talking about. You know, this is what he was talking about. Like this motherfucker is this motherfucker. This ain't even them. You know, it's like they took their soul, and we already know, man, through energy and all this other stuff and spirituality, all this shit. Like, and we already know entities coming in. So this Epstein shit is pulling a portal that's drawing what these Epsteins wanted. Like they're into dark shit, dark sorcery, dark magic. So by us going into their magic spell, right? I mean, these motherfuckers are mixed biology with sorcery, magic, man, all that shit, man. We already know they do. Look at the pharmacy sign. Look what they do with the medicines. Every single fucking medicine that you take orally comes from the oracle above. It's through every star constellation possible is named after a fucking pill. I mean, come on, man. What are they doing, man? I mean, this shit is deep. So they open in portal. And these medications also make you weak, make your shit broken down so that artificial intelligence can get in there, man. We call them parasites. Yeah, man, it's parasites. These people operate on an organism, small organism level. They know. They put the organisms in these pills. They get them into your body. Therefore, they can control your mind, man. This is what it is. It is what it is, man. We got to know this shit. This shit is deep. And all y'all motherfuckers that come over here, the new people that I send this video over, y'all better get with it, man. Yeah, you call me crazy. You call me a leftist, all this other shit, because I'm dropping jewels and shaking you up out of your fucking reality. But y'all gotta wake up. This shit is, hey, it is what it is. You know? That's what it is. Fuck it. Prove me wrong. I tell people all the time, prove me wrong. Ain't never get a fucking response. Never get a fucking response. Never get a response. I get a meme or just a derogatory, fuck you, leftist, or you liberal, or you retard, or you conspiracy theorist, or you whatever the fuck. That's what I get. I say, well, explain that. Never get a response. Ever get a response, man. So now y'all got the formula. The formula is their artificial intelligence is for you. Don't look on South Side of you, man. They putting that shit inside of you. Oh, they already told you. Oh, we want to put it in your brain and man, they ain't gotta do all that shit, man. Do you think they really think about how stupid that shit is? Oh, we got a brain interface clinic. Yeah, people will go, but the majority of fucking people ain't going to do that shit. Why they need to do all that shit when they can do it through your device? Fuck out of here, man. They don't need that, man. And now, I know for a fact they doing it through these devices. They doing it through these fucking screens, man. You got to be strong. You got to be real strong. I told you, man, it'd be days where I'd be motivated to do some shit, and man, that shit be gone. And I'd be like, damn. And it'd be hard. I know I'd be fighting against this shit all the time, man. Like, I already know. I know now, like, yo, this shit, fuck it with me, man. Like, like this shit can put shit on you, and it demotivates you, man. These motherfuckers this is some alternate. We already feel like we live in an alternate universe. We like, how the fuck people think like this? There's no way you can possibly see that and think that, but they do. So we is in some kind of alternate reality that they can manipulate and control. So of course they can affect you. Of course they can affect me. You know? I mean, I'll be ready to do some shit and I'll be dismotivated like a motherfucker, man. And I gotta like really fight through it and like turn the wheels and like get out of the fucking the fucking cosmic slop they don't put on me, like climb out of the fucking cosmic algorithm, okay, I gotta do this, you know? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this shit is deep shit, man. No doubt, man. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, that's about it for today, man. This is one of them videos that just comes. This is a hard hitting video, and you know you got to wake up. A lot of y'all gonna understand it, but a lot of motherfuckers understand it. A lot of the haters, the followers that still come over here and chat and look, they ain't gonna understand what the fuck I'm talking about. This is the shit I'm talking about. They already artificially intelligent. All right, they on a whole they can't. This a different frequency, man. They ain't gonna understand. There's only a select few that gonna understand even close to what the fuck I'm talking about, because y'all been there. Y'all done seen it. They ain't gonna know nothing. Nothing. It's just not even gonna compute. And that's what we dealing with. We're dealing with some shit that has made people totally like different software, man. Different software, different program. Boom, you over here. And we can see these programs all around us. Now we actually getting into the fucking matrix, man. Like we literally getting into it, because when you start to understand it, you know, I actually think shout out to the sun coming back and returning all the, because it's going to rebirth some new energy in you and some new light, all that shit. So it's going to increase. All right. Thank God for that shit to give me that understanding, because now I got a whole a whole goddamn way more understanding of what the fuck going on to move about in my everyday life. And with that, no shit, I'd be good with that. That's why I can come on here and tell me I support Donald Trump. I support Donald Trump bringing this bitch to the fucking ground. Bring that shit to his knees. It's over. You know? That's what I support. They're like, oh, you support Trump? No, yup, I support fucking Donald Trump because he's crashing the motherfucking system. Keep on crashing it. And they're like, what? What do you mean? They're like, what do you mean? Yeah, that's what I mean, motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. He's crashing it. It's over. And that's what I support. They look at me like, it's a total glitch. They come in there like, what do you mean you support Trump? I'm like, yeah, I support him. Wow. I still knew it. They be like, oh, I knew you'd come around. I'm like, bitch, y'all, seriously. And they literally believe like, I just say I support Trump. And they're like, wow. And I was like, yeah, I support him bringing crash in this bitch. They're like, huh? Yeah, huh? But guess what? They don't even hate me just because I said I support Trump. They don't care. I'm like, yeah, he crashing it. So I'm in support of that. What do you mean? Like, they don't know what the fuck to say. They're like, you know? It's crazy. You're right. They don't want it to crash, but it's over. It's a wrap. Good night, Susie. I mean, it is what it is. And that's another part of their program. They want to, that's why they're on such a, I mean, this shit is flooding right now because they don't even, look, they're not, there we are. What are we going to run up in a pandemic? Yeah, they can run, we don't want to lose our capital. They don't want to lose, it's investments involved. They don't want to lose their capital. Be like, oh, what do you mean? They control and own the world. Man, they sold you that bullshit. They don't want to lose all this power. Fuck you mean? Every human being is a piece of power. Yeah, they can murk all everybody. Yeah, you know, they do want an awful lot of people. But not right now. They're like, shit, we could do that later. Hold on, slow that shit down, Bill. Chill. I know you want to see it before you croak, but shit, we know we could bring you back. You know the drill. Come on, man. You know the drill. You'll come back. He's like, no, I want to see it now. He's like, I want to see it now. Just chill, Bill, chill. We gotta manipulate their mind to accept this shit. Figure it out, you know? Not go crazy when this bitch, you know, go to the fucking ground so we could control them better, you know? Telling you, man, this is a fucking different kind of war. It's a whole new weapon, man. It's a whole new fucking weapon. And I've seen this shit for years, man. I just didn't understand it. They've been using this shit for a long fucking time, man. You know, we call it programming, spell, and it is a spell. It is a spell, and it is sorcery. And it's deep, man. But yeah, guys, that's about it for me. I got to get up off here. So I'm going to hit you with the outro. And, you know, I'll talk to y'all later, man. But much love. And I'm out.
So, when you hear me speak and the things I say, I'm speaking to my people.
If you ask me, I'll tell you what is wrong with the world. We're being desensitized from the things we should feel. Living our lives in these times while we suffer inside, and we can't see the problems because the masses are blind. Let's try and find a solution. We're not helping ourselves. We're walking around unattached and disconnected from self. Too comfortable and too scared. That's why we never rebel. That's why we catch me writing rhymes and trying to balance the scales. Put car on the roads. It seems like dawn of the dead. Zombies, robots, lemons being misled. It's like we're sheep to the slaughterhouse on the conveyor belt, about to self-destruct because we're under a spell. We search for purpose, but nothing ever surfaces. We need to be accountable because we're deserving this. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. You're sleepwalking. It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell. You're sleepwalking. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking. We're blinded by the rubbish and glamorized materials. Imperialism has got us fearing rules. I'm tired of these rappers rapping about their cars and jewels. If you take a step back, they will define buffoons. The saddest thing is that they're in the minds of all the children. They keep our money motivated and that's how they kill them. But do we care? No. Young money's here. That's why I aim this 2 inches above your earlobe, so we can all start pulling in the same direction. Cause it seems to me like we've lost that connection. Man, you've sold your soul, so you show no affection. Get to know yourself and love your reflection. It's like your brain's a phone and you got no reception. Arm your mind with knowledge, use it as a weapon. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. You're sleepwalking. It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell. You're sleepwalking. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking.
There has to be some accountability. You have to have some self-account. You have to think for yourself. What am I going to do that's right for me, man? When am I going to take ownership for what I do to me and my people?